All right, so where does negative 3 come from? What factor would that come from? X plus 3. Right, because if I asked you to solve that, you'd set it equal to 0, and you'd have to subtract the 3 to the other side to get the answer. So where does 3 come from? X minus 3. And where does 4 come from? X minus 4. Yes. The sign within your factor will be the opposite of the sign of the 0. But it makes sense. Time out before we go any further. If this was the factored answer and I asked you to solve, you would tell me x equals 3 and 4. Right? That's how you would solve them. So when you put them back, they got to flip to their opposites. Okay? Step 3, multiply the last factors together with, I know you understand that term, I'm not going to say it. And then multiply again. No, just multiply again. And continue doing that until everything's multiplied back together. So, stop, let me teach. Stop. So we're starting with the back two. I'm going to multiply these two together. Okay? So we get x squared minus 4x. You have to distribute, or this F word that I hate saying, minus 3x plus 12. We should know how to multiply. So what do you get when you put those together? Good. Now, so that's me multiplying these two together. And then this one I haven't used yet, right? Bring him down. And now we're going to multiply through by that one. So again, it's not that it's difficult, it's tedious. If you miss one sign, the whole thing's going to explode on you. It's wrong. So x times x squared. X times negative 7x. X times 12. Plus 3x squared. Minus 21x. Plus 36. I ran out of space, sorry. I give you more space on the next one, sorry. All right, and then like terms, we have an x cubed. Good, my x squared is going to be minus 4x squared. 12x minus 21x is negative 9x plus 36. I know you can't move him, I'm sorry. He is cute. Yes?
So basically, it's just you take, you do the second two first.
I always start with the back. Now, that being said, technically, could you multiply the first two together and then the last one? Yes. My suggestion, though, of doing the back two first is if you do the first two, you're going to get a 3-termed thing in front and a 2-termed part in the back, and it's awkward, and people mess up the multiplying. So the easiest way to multiply is start with the back two and just kind of keep going until you work your way through all of them. Mm-hmm. Yes, if there was a number in front. Yep. So this is the original problem. This is it in factored form. And those are the answers you get. Now, here's what I love about these types of problems. Obviously, I hate the fact that if you messed one sign up, the whole thing's wrong. But the good thing is, could you grab your graphing calculator and graph that? And then if I graph it, where should it cross the x-axis? Uh-huh. So guys, that's my suggestion. Tara? Adrian? When you're done, if you're like, I don't know if I missed a sign somewhere, I'm not sure what happened, take your answer, put it in the y equals in your calculator, and graph it. If you look at the graph, it should cross at negative 3, 3, and 4. If it doesn't, that means your answer is wrong. Okay, so should you ever miss these? No, because you can check them and make sure that they're right. Let's try another one. What is a polynomial function with zeros negative 5, 0, and 2? So y equals, where does negative 5 come from? X plus 5 That's awkward. X plus 0, x minus 0. What's x plus 0? It's x. It's just x. Remember, baby brother's an x. That's where your 0 comes from. I mean, you can write x plus 0, x minus 0, but why? Yeah. And you guys kind of suck at multiplying by 0. Let's be honest. Well, I just asked you, and x plus 0, and you're like, 0? No, it's not. Where's 2 come from? Okay. So there's your initial setup. Questions on the initial. All right, and then, yep, so start with the back ones. Okay, I'm going to start with the back 2. So if we distribute, minus 2x plus 5x minus 10. Yep. Like terms gives you positive 3x. Wow. All right, I have not used this one yet, so I'm going to bring it down. And then we're going to multiply through by that one. Now this one's a lot easier of a multiply through, right? It's just a single distribute. Any like terms? Nope. So we are done. So is today's lesson difficult? It's tedious. It really is tedious, because if you miss one sign, wrong. All right, now the next one really drives people a little crazy, because how many answers do you have? We have 4. So it's just more multiplying. So let's go ahead and set it up first. So how does it set up? So how's the setup? Pretty good? We all right? All right. Yes, but I won't. Okay, before we do this problem, Izzy's question was, can I multiply these two and then multiply these two and then take those answers and multiply them together? You can. People mess up. You know what I get from students? They multiply these, and then they add all the parts together. I don't know, but they do it all the time. So, but yes, it will work if you actually do it correctly. So, but for me, I'm going to start with the back 2. I'm going to multiply them. I'm going to bring down the next one. I'm going to multiply that. And then I'm going to bring down the next one. I'm going to multiply that. I'm just going to keep that pattern through every problem. Okay? All right, so starting with the back 2. So we're going to get x squared minus 4x minus 1x plus 4. Watch your signs. All right, so I'm just multiplying those back 2. Yep, I'm going to put... Now, here's the other thing a lot of students do is they don't put like terms together. And they start bringing stuff down, and then they get this huge line of things at the end they try to put together. Help yourselves out. After you do a multiply, put your like terms together before you move on to the next one. It's kind of like when you're cooking in the kitchen. If you clean up as you go, it's not so bad at the end, right? But if you somebody who leaves everything out as you cook, when you get done, you're like, holy crap, I ain't touching that, right? It's awful. Yeah, but as you go, put things away. It's not so bad then. Okay. Messy people. All right. So guys, I'm going to bring down just the next one. The same way on this last problem, I brought down the very next thing and I multiplied. I'm going to do the same idea here. I'm just bringing down the next one. Let's multiply it through. Okay, so we're going to end up with x cubed minus 5x squared plus 4x. Distribute my 3x squared minus 15x plus 12. Got to write small. And again, clean up as you go. So now let's clean up our like terms. So x cubed be minus 2x squared. Put your x's negative 11x plus 12. Yes, that's minus 15x. Yep, and we'll bring down the next one. And then we'll multiply this one through. Again, it's not hard, it's tedious. It really is. So we get x to the fourth minus 2x cubed minus 11x squared plus 12x. Distribute the 4 through, plus 4x cubed minus 8x squared minus 44x plus 48. Isn't that fun? Do you want me to give you like 6 zeros to start with?
How many
I
points is that
won't.
question?
I really won't. We're not done.
I was just asking how many points is that question?
Usually 4 or 5.
Where's for that? Please don't tell me it's gonna be more than like 3 questions like that.
I don't know. Depends on my mood. So x to the fourth, we got like terms though, right? So negative 2x cubed plus 4x cubed, 2x cubed. All right, that's going to give me negative 19x squared. I give you space on homework tonight, don't worry about it. And then 12 minus 44, negative 32x. That's all right. And then plus 48. Whew. So is this one that you might want to check on the calculator? Yeah, let's go ahead and check it. Make sure we did that right. So grab your graphing calculator. And we would hit y equals. Let's type this in. So x to the fourth plus 2x cubed minus 19x squared minus 32x plus 48. And if you hit graph, where should it cross the x-axis? You're right. Yeah, or the original problem, it told you where the zeros were. Negative 4, negative 3, 1, and 4. Did you type it in? If your window's off, just hit Zoom 6. It'll take you back to your standard window. Okay, but guys, this is the thing. Check your answers. Because if you missed one minus sign or did some basic math wrong, if you go to check this, it won't cross where you want it to. Okay? It should cross at those very nice spots. Questions? You doing okay? It's stressful? I'm sorry. Number 11 on your own. We're going to bypass 10. 11 on your own. All right, guys. So I went ahead and set it up. Double check that you at least set it up right. You'd have a x plus 2, x minus 3, and an x minus 5. Okay? All right. So first thing, multiplying the back two together. We'll get x squared minus 5x minus 3x plus 15. Like terms, x squared minus 8x plus 15. So that should have been your first step. Okay, then I'm going to take this, I'm going to bring it down, and we're going to multiply again. So guys, double check at every step, make sure you have what I have, okay? So when we distribute here, we'll get x cubed minus 8x squared plus 15x plus 2x squared minus 16x plus 30. Again, check what you have. Put your like terms together. You get x cubed. Your x squareds are going to give you negative 6x squared. That's going to be minus x, and then plus 30. Yep. And then you have one more thing to bring down. And we're going to distribute that through. So we get x to the fourth minus 6x cubed minus x squared plus 30x. And if you graph that, It should go through all 4 points that we said it would. Do you like, though, having an option to check your answers? It is tedious. But at least you have a way to check them. To me, there's nothing worse than you go through a whole tedious process and you're like, I don't know if that's right or not. That's what's frustrating. Multiply. You multiply.